Today, we will tell you an amazing story about how a she-wolf came to a little girl right in the house to ask for shelter from hunting wolves when she was about to give birth. When Rebecca went out into the woods near her home to wander there and collect flowers, she lost the way and remained lost in the woods. The girl forgot her way back home because she'd never come into the forest alone. She always came with her father. Although the father explained the way to her several times, the 5-year-old girl did not remember well because she walked a lot in the woods. The girl kept walking and walking until she got tired. Then she sat under the shade of a tree and stayed there waiting for help. The girl was hungry and thirsty, so she began to cry. But that did not help her, and she remained that way. The girl removed her coat, put it on the ground, then laid down and waited until she fell asleep. When Rebecca woke up, she found herself coughing and breathing with difficulty because it was so cold. She put on her coat and got up, and then went on to search for her way home. On the way, the girl coughed more and felt very tired. She fell to the ground unconscious. Moments later, Rebecca woke up from her coma and found herself sleeping on leaves on the lawn with forest fruits next to her. The girl was amazed at what had happened to her, and she thought that someone might have found her and taken her to that place and given her the fruits. The hungry girl began to greedily eat these delicious fruits, and when she was done, she noticed a large wolf approaching her. Now, the girl initially thought that it was a dog that had come to her aid, but when she looked closely into his eyes, she made sure that it was a wolf like the one she saw on TV with her father in documentaries about wolves. The girl panicked and tried to run, but then she found that the animal was calm, and so she stayed firmly in place and did not move. The girl was sure that this wolf was the one who had found her unconscious in the middle of the woods, and then he took her to a comfortable place and went to bring her fruits from the forest. With the passage of time, the girl began to feel comfortable with the wolf, and she began walking with him through the woods until they reached a river. Then the girl got down, drank water, and continued walking with the wolf. On the way, the girl was walking behind the wolf when she noticed that he had a severed ear and a breast. It was then that she realized she was a wolf as she first thought. The girl had come to trust the wolf and kept following her in the woods, even though she did not know where she was going. After the girl walked behind the wolf for about 500 meters, she realized that she was approaching the house because she recognized the road, and then she felt delighted. The wolf brought the girl home. Rebecca grabbed her by the head, kissed her, and knocked on the door while the wolf returned quickly to the forest. When Rebecca's parents opened the door, they found her daughter in a miserable condition, as her hair was dirty and her clothes were dirty. And when they asked her why, she told them about her story with the wolf and how she dragged her to a safe place when she found her unconscious and brought her food. The parents were surprised by what happened to Rebecca, and they did not believe the story that she told them, as they thought that the wolf could not overeat a heavy meal like their daughter, who was unconscious, and they thought the animal was a dog. The parents asked their daughter not to go to the woods again because this could put her life in danger, especially since she's sick with allergies. Rebecca was surprised that her parents did not believe her story about the wolf, but she was sure that the wolf had a severed ear that helped her, and decided that she would not forget the favor that she had done for her, and that she would remember her throughout her life. One day, while Rebecca was playing in the yard of the house, she noticed a strange animal approaching her. And when she arrived, she realized that she was the one-eared wolf. The girl was afraid that her parents and neighbors would discover the wolf, so she took her behind her house by the forest and kept playing with her there. The wolf kept coming every day to visit Rebecca, and the girl was thrilled with that, as she brought her food from the house and waited for her to go and spend the most beautiful time with her. And when they finished, she returned home while the wolf went back to the forest. The girl now goes to school alone after she had previously insisted on being accompanied by one of her parents because she realized that the one-eared wolf guards her and watches her wherever she goes. The parents were surprised by the transformation that their daughter had made, as she had become more active and energetic and got good results in school, as she also became courageous and wanted to do everything alone. The parents knew that their house was isolated from the village, which made their daughter not find friends. And although she went to school, she was unable to have friends from there. When winter came and snow covered everything, the father said one night that some hunters in the village were intent on hunting wolves in the forest because some residents had complained about the sudden disappearance of their livestock. When Rebecca heard this, she was terrified and began to think about the fate of her wolf. She couldn't sleep that night and kept thinking of a way to save her friend. In the morning, Rebecca went into the woods to look for the wolf and warn her about these evil men. But the snow was thick and it didn't allow her to go far. The girl noticed the hunters carrying their weapons and heading toward the forest to hunt wolves, which made her feel sad. The girl had to return to the house, and there she remained crying. And when her mother asked her why she was crying, she told her that she'd seen the hunters go into the woods to kill the wolves, and she asked her to help prevent her from doing so. The mother regretted her daughter's condition and began to suspect that the story she had told about the wolf before is true. She hugged her daughter and promised that she would do everything she could to help the wolves if she found an opportunity to do so. In the evening, while Rebecca was standing at the window and watching the falling snow, she saw an animal approaching the house. Then she came running quickly, and her mother and father followed her. The girl went towards the animal that was walking with great difficulty. And when she got there, she found that the one-eared wolf was pregnant and very exhausted because the snow was thick, which prevented her from walking easily while she was pregnant. The girl told her mother that this wolf was the same one who had saved her in the woods, and she asked her to take her home. When the mother grabbed the wolf by one of her legs, she noticed that she was bleeding. Then she realized that the hunters had attacked her with a bullet, but she had survived. The family managed to pull the female wolf home, and there the mother quickly bandaged the wound and placed her on a comfortable mattress in front of a heater for her to rest. Meanwhile, Rebecca began to cough without stopping, and then fell to the ground unconscious. Then the father called an ambulance. The girl was taken to the hospital, and there the doctors had found out that she had kidney problems, and they decided to keep her in the hospital for a whole week. The girl's parents used to come every day to visit her in the hospital to be reassured, but the doctors didn't allow them to enter the room. A week later, the doctors allowed the girl to go home, and when she got there, she immediately began to ask about the one-eared wolf, but her parents told her that they let her go after they gave her the necessary aid. The next day, the girl insisted that her parents take her to the woods to look for the wolf. The girl knew very well where the wolf lived and immediately went to her den. And there, she found her with 4 beautiful puppies, which made her fly with joy, and she hurried to embrace the wolf and start playing with her children. The wolf felt very happy when she saw the girl and kept cuddling and licking her. The girl returned home with her parents and was glad after she found her friend and children in good condition. And she met her every day in the place where they used to meet. But this time, her parents knew about it.